Joe Louis began his martial arts training as a Marine in Okinawa. Joe Louis began his martial arts training as a Marine in Okinawa in 1964. As his instructors were soon to discover, Joe was not your average student by any stretch of the imagination. Joe trained virtually every moment he had. If lights out was at 10 p.m., Joe would wait until everyone was asleep and then sneak into the broom closet and practice. His standard was simple. When your entire uniform, including your belt, was soaked with sweat, then you were done training for the day. 3 months after starting his training, Joe was surprised when he walked into the school to find that his name had been moved over to the black belt level. Shortly after that, he left to train at another school, where he was promoted to black belt within 4 months. Upon returning to the States, he entered his first tournament, the U.S. Nationals, promoted by June Rhee in Washington, D.C. Louis not only crushed his opponents, many of whom were national champions, but he did so using only one technique, the sidekick. His sidekick was so powerful and explosive that he was scored on only once the entire day. In his first tournament, Joe Louis had defeated some of the best black belts in the country, not just in the fighting ring, but he was grand champion of the kata division as well. The legend of Joe Louis was born. For the next decade, Joe Louis dominated sport karate like no other athlete had before or since. His trademark sidekick and blazing back fist sent many an opponent flying out of the ring and into the stands, and more than a few to the hospital. He traveled the country, seeking out the best fighters and teachers in the country to work with, including Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Bill Wallace, and Howard Jackson. Louis was dubbed the Golden Boy of Karate. Over his illustrious career, he broke new ground by gaining mainstream media attention. He appeared on the cover of Playgirl magazine and was the first karateka to be featured in Sports Illustrated. He was also recruited by the Tracy brothers to lend his name to the first nationwide chain of Kenpo schools. Though he was the sport's brightest star, Louis was becoming more and more dissatisfied with the controlled, stop-and-go fighting style of point karate. His vocal disdain for point karate and its politics was not well received by the sport karate community. Soon he was branded as a rebel. He became the central target of controversy by Black Belt magazine and other martial arts media, which in many ways turned against him and seemed to revel in any blemish in his performance. Like Muhammad Ali, Louis became the most controversial fighter in his sport. As many fans wanted to see him defeated as wanted to see him win. In 1971, Louis fought the first full-contact karate championship match in America. His opponent was Greg Baines, who preferred his Muslim name of Om. Louis was training with Bruce Lee at the time. You can see Lee's influence as Louis fights with his power side forward. Though Om was a very powerful fighter of great skill, he fell victim to a right hand in the second round. A new era in sport karate was born, and a new era in the legend of Joe Louis was launched. Louis not only fought and defeated 14 opponents over the next 2 years, but he knocked all of them out within 2 rounds. The climax to this embryonic era came in 1974, when Louis helped Mike Anderson promote the first World Full Contact Karate Championships in Los Angeles. A heavy favorite, Louis spent much of his pre-event time training his colleagues in the unique skills and demands of full contact, as seen in the rare footage of Louis sparring with Bill Wallace. The event was a featured 90-minute ABC TV special. Louis completely dominated his opponents, and with Jeff Smith, Bill Wallace, and Isaiah Duenas of Mexico, was crowned the first World Full Contact Karate Champion. He was named to the Black Belt Hall of Fame in 1975 as Fighter of the Year in recognition of his ring dominance and outstanding performance at the World Championships. The magazine that once banished him from their pages now honored him. In 1975, with writer John Corcoran, Lewis wrote his groundbreaking article on angular attack for Professional Karate magazine. This brilliant article and others that soon followed influenced the fighting strategy of nearly every major sport karate champion for years to come. Lewis' technical brilliance had surfaced for the first time, and his peers, and ironically even his opponents, were the first to recognize his genius. Though Lewis continued to fight successfully through the mid-1970s, he was being drawn to what seemed like an inevitable path: Hollywood. Through the years, Lewis had appeared on over 100 talk shows and had twice co-hosted The Merv Griffin Show. His movie star looks, powerful personality, and articulate presentation attracted film and television offers. He made 2 films while in Hollywood. In the tradition of James Bond, Jaguar Lives, Lewis' first film, co-starred 4 prominent actors from the Bond films, including celebrated Bond girl Barbara Bach. The cast also featured legendary director John Huston. Jaguar Lives was followed by Force 5, which starred Lewis and featured Benny the Jet Urquidez. Lewis left Hollywood in 1983 to return to Wilmington, North Carolina to care for his mother who had fallen ill. In 1982, 12 years after winning the first full-contact fight, the sport he helped create was now a popular weekly ESPN program under the PKA banner. Lewis re-entered the ring at age 38 and was immediately a big draw for the PKA. Though he hadn't been in the ring in 7 years, the legendary Joe Louis was as popular, if not more popular than ever, with a new generation of martial arts fans. While the sport had a number of popular champions, there was still only one, Joe Louis.
He is 39 years old, stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall, and weighed in officially at 194.5 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the former PKA heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Louis.
Wherever he goes, Joe Louis, an extremely popular young man. Not young and
much to the viewer's delight and his opponent's disappointment, Louis was as powerful and exciting as ever.
Right to the body, right to the hook. Combination right left for Louis. And Cole came back with a good right. Staggered, but Cole is staggered. He staggered. Louis knows. Can he polish him off?
Louis is taking his time. Melvin has still got his facilities.
Oh, a left hand, and he hurt him right there. There's the bell. Louis couldn't hear it. And Cole goes back to the wrong corner. Louis stripping him with a left hand. Listen to the crowd. Action from the round. Anthony Elmore, your impression?
Notice he came over the top of that left hand and caught him with that hook. And he staggered and caught him again with that hook. See, Joe Louis now hits him in the body. He comes back again and goes back with the hook. Notice where Melvin's hand is at. As I said, Melvin's weakest problem is his defense. I don't think Melvin will go past the 4th round. I think Joe Louis is going to go in and take him out now.
Starts with a kick.
Notice he comes back with the hook again. He comes with the cook. Notice how big Melvin Cole's eyes are.
How do you have it scored? Beautiful left by Louis that time.
I got the fight
right
30-28.
Louis wants to finish him off, Anthony.
Louis has exposed. See, he comes over the top again. See, Cole is gone right now. He comes to the body. Now, Cole is actually running now. He comes to the body. Watch, he comes over. Watch it go over the top. See exactly. He's got it now. He's going to come to the body.
Vicious right hand. Vicious right hand to the body. And Bill Clark stops the fight. Louis says what? Another comeback effort. And Joe Louis, look at him up on the ring ropes. Shaking his head, yes.
In 1984, Lewis moved to the Tampa Bay area of Florida and made a commitment to share his knowledge with schools around the country. In this new seminar career, Joe Louis had found his true calling, as a teacher and an educational leader. This was an extension of his earlier magazine articles, only now he was teaching his highly regarded technical principles in person. His success as an instructor of the highest caliber was recognized when Black Belt magazine again named him to its Hall of Fame, this time as Instructor of the Year in 1986.
Watch this now. You're just going to palm a little bit. Sometimes I change up after I pause. Then I'm going to step in, see, weave a little bit. See, little jab, change up. Little pawn motion here, kind of calm me down. Step in, double slip, jab out, change up. Fire another jab, step in, boom, set up the whole movement. Everybody got it? Notice I'm in constant motion. Constant motion.
He has received the highest honors the martial arts community can bestow. He was promoted to 10th degree black belt by a board of 10th degrees. He has been featured in Parade magazine, which reaches 38 million homes. And he's been named the greatest fighter in the history of karate in a poll of 20 of the world's top black belts, including Chuck Norris and Bill Wallace. Joe Louis' career has been characterized by the highest standards of performance, by a brilliant approach to his art and sport, and by a rugged individualism that set him apart from everyone else in the martial arts. In a global community filled with incredibly gifted black belts and athletes, Joe Louis stands out as the world's all-time champion.